Hello everyone. Today I went to see the long-expected Disclosure Day movie, and there is quite a lot to unpack here. The first part of the video will be spoiler-free, so you can safely stay for that. My first thought was, as someone on Reddit put it nicely, that Spielberg did his homework. The elements of the broader UFO lore or ufology circulating in the public space are spot on. Some of those we have already seen in the trailers, some not, but they seem to align with what has been circling in the community very nicely. Overall, it was a good movie too, at least for me. Not something I entirely expected, and I think that Steven has made better movies in the past. Like, for example, I still think that Close Encounters of the Third Kind was more groundbreaking, especially for its time, but Disclosure Day is a good movie nonetheless. Spielberg does not go below a certain level, and I think that this movie confirms it. There were certain minor inconsistencies I could think of when watching it live, but nothing that would ruin the pleasure of watching or something that would make the movie and its plot make no sense. A lot of what was dramatized about the movie in rumors and early reports did not materialize, at least for me. And finally, do not fully believe the trailers. I believe certain elements may have been purposefully left altered in them compared to what was actually seen in the cinema, and this may have been a part of the advertising strategy. Now, beyond this point lie the spoilers, so a fair word of warning. Stop and close the video if you have not seen the movie and wish to keep the experience fresh. So, with that said, we are going to continue in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, the movie began with us meeting the whistleblower Daniel Keller, played by Josh O'Connor, who is on the run from Wordex Corporation, an entity modeled after major military contractors remaining outside the usual channels of oversight, with cutting-edge technology at their disposal. Daniel has with him clear evidence of non-human craft and bodies, something I would call the holy grail of ufology, something that so many of us would love to see one day. And this means crystal clear videos in high resolution and so on. The CEO of Wordex, Noah, played by Colin Firth, starts a pursuit after the stolen materials. Daniel meets his girlfriend Jane, and the two end up hiding at the nun-convent where Jane used to be and live a few years prior. On the other part of the plot, we meet Margaret, a weather forecaster from Kansas City, played by Emily Blunt, who is preparing for work. As she does and talks with her boyfriend, a cardinal bird flies into their apartment and triggers psychic abilities in Margaret, like understanding and using languages she had previously not known. Wordex begins tracking her as well after she uses what sounds like an alien language during her live broadcast. Meanwhile, Daniel shows Jane videos of Roswell crash and occupants found in that crash. Wordex tracking the two uses what seems to be alien or reverse engineering alien tech, using which Noah manages to establish mental contact with Jane and eventually takes control over her. Wordex tracks the two, who are on the run, while Daniel establishes contact with another former Wordex employee, Hugo, played by Coleman Domingo, a person who is actually in charge of a pro-disclosure group, it seems. Margaret realizes how she now has psychic abilities and seems to be able to locate Daniel, and convinces her boyfriend to track the man down while she uses her newfound psychic powers. After a lot of adventures featuring the Noah attempting killing Daniel using Jane for the purpose, and Margaret and Daniel being temporarily caught by Wordex, both the protagonists end up being sheltered by Hugo's group. This group has actually prepared a scene for Margaret and Daniel, because the two are in fact not just experiencers, but former child abductees. The two relive them being taken on board a disguised alien craft many years before the present. And the entire group, in possession of pieces of alien tech, rushes for Margaret's prior workplace, a TV station in Kansas City, with Wordex in hot pursuit after them. After, again, some adventures, the protagonists eventually succeed, and the entire archive of secret materials is released to the whole stunned world with the final disclosure, including a living alien apparently taken care of by Hugo's group. So, this was a fragmentary and the briefest of plot outlines I could think of. There was a lot of UFO lore packed into the film, overtly or more covertly. We have experiences with various psychic abilities. We have non-human tech in action, something that is rumored to be in possession of actual military contractors. We have videos from some of the most famous UFO events like Roswell in 1947 and Kecksburg in 1965 most notably. We have high-resolution videos of alien craft, triangular and other types, and including instantaneous acceleration. We can see videos of alien bodies from the Roswell crash presumably, and President Nixon and Jackie Gleason, who allegedly went to see those alien bodies stored in cryogenic state. We have experiencers with highly unusual empathic and telepathic abilities. I have heard people mentioning that this movie is not for us, so for people interested in UFOs. I don't fully agree with that view, but I can also see when someone claims it. On the other hand, there are also many nuances that we know and will catch in the movie, but people oblivious to the topic will have them fly over their heads probably, so I don't know if the movie targeted both audiences in a sense. The one motive I found interesting was people potentially losing their faith as a consequence of disclosure, and some others forming cults around aliens and possibly experiencers. There are also many people thinking that there will be a strong tone or even part of the movie dedicated to human-alien hybrids, but that line of a plot was missing from the movie altogether, it seems. The acting was good, Emily Blunt's performance deserves all the praise it has received, and it was actually the first time when I was scared of Colin Firth's character in any movie that I have seen him in. All in all, I would say that it was a good movie, a mix of a classic action thriller and a UFO lore exposure. I would recommend watching it, although be prepared to see nothing shattering our current knowledge or view of the UFOs. It is simply a vision of how a scenario surrounding actual catastrophic disclosure could unfold, and that part is depicted in a very solid and overall quite a plausible way. If you saw the movie or simply would like to engage in the comment section, please do so. I will be happy to reply to all your thoughts there. Thank you for watching and stay tuned. I am closely watching the UFO space as always, and as soon as something interesting happens I will let you know. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you soon in another video. Take care.